During a soccer game, a penalty kick can make or break. This video will describe how to become proficient at taking penalty kicks.
The following video will classify and analyze the steps needed to take in order to become a proficient penalty taker. These two clips are what you do not want to be doing when taking a penalty.
First step involves placing the ball. As we have a Nike tick on our ball, we recommend facing that towards you so that you can see it clearly and know where you want to strike the ball in relation to the symbol. After this, we mark our run-up by placing our foot next to the ball in the direction we'd like to kick it, just taking a few steps back and counting, and then taking our time to decide where we want to place the ball and visualizing it in our heads first. This technique is known as mental imagery.
As you go to strike the ball, keep your head over the ball and your eyes on the ball at all times. Place the non-striking foot next to the ball in the direction you want the ball to go and strike with the inside of your foot. The first analogy we have come up with is the metronome analogy. We have named it after the metronome as we think the swinging action of the foot during kicking is that of a metronome. So place your non-kicking foot next to the ball and aim it in the direction you want to kick. Dragging your foot backwards, extending the hip and flexing the knee. The second part of the metronome is when it is swinging down and you want to start flexing the hip and extending the knee. The final phase of the metronome analogy is plantar flexing the foot and flexing the hip joint and extending the knee joint through its full range of motion to strike the ball into the goal.
The second analogy we chose was the dartboard. Found this to be appropriate as you can compare the location of the ball to the scores on the dartboard. For example, the top two corners can be compared to the bullseye, whilst the bottom two corners can be compared to the ring around it, based on their difficulty. Other than that, anywhere outside the goalpost is off the board, and straight to the goalie is a 1.
This could be considered the ring around the bullseye. Short-term and long-term goals are attached with the 4-week training program. Long-term goal is to become efficient at scoring a penalty kick. Short-term goals are required to reach the long-term goal. These are learning each individual step one at a time, i.e. placement, run-up, striking the ball, and aim.
Week 1 revolves around striking the ball. For this, we want to use the inside of our foot while our non-striking foot is placed next to it. No run-up is required as we want to focus on it solely.
Week 2 involves a lengthening of the run-up and including more power into the shot in order to beat the goalkeeper. So another strategy we can use is when we're running up to the ball, we can count our steps so we know when our non-striking foot is going to arrive next to the ball so we can strike the ball. Putting your head over the ball in this stage is vital, as increasing your run-up can hinder your performance, as it is easier to strike the ball over the bar if you are not concentrating.
Week 3 looks at aiming the ball. In this case, we were trying to hit the bottom left corner while still applying the previous two principles. In week 4, we added the goalkeeper. This helps us create a real game situation and makes it more difficult, thus improving one's performance if successful. It also adds an element of psychological aspects in terms of added pressure and deciding which way to shoot.
If error occurs, it is important to apply a process known as a sandwich technique. This involves recommending the skill, reinforcing the learner, correction of the technique, and motivating the learner to try again.
that was a good try, Sam. Next time, just want you to mark your run up out and take your time and picture where you want it to go in the goals first before you strike it. And when you do strike it, make sure you place your foot right next to the ball. Keep your head over the ball, keep it down and low. Alright? Alright, that was much better, Sam. Did everything I wanted you to. Perfect. In the last two clips, error was identified and corrected through the use of both descriptive and prescriptive feedback. This should be kept clear and concise so as not to confuse the learner, as this will do more harm than good. Finally, the learning process can be aided by following these 5 mental rehearsal steps when attempting the skill: ready, imagine, focus, execution, and evaluation. Thank you for watching.